Maddox Burton joined us. Golfer, sophomore now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did it fly by freshman year?
It did indeed. Yeah, it went by in a breeze.
All right, so freshman year, I'm following you around, and got to hang out with your dad a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Good guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I love him to death.
Do you remember the 18th hole?
I do. I do. Unfortunately.
I want you to know, like I walked, like I was there, and I walked. He if you're wondering, he putted a few too many times.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately
that happens.
Yeah,
it happens to me a lot
sure.
more than it does you.
Yeah.
But so I could understand. I've done it on that hole,
Mm-hmm.
by the way. I've also birdied that hole.
Yeah.
The 18th
at
at Hermitage. But I walked by your dad because I saw how you responded.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in particular, all sports, but in particular in golf, like you really see maybe how somebody's raised, how their core is when they're under that. And you handled it so well. And I just walked by your dad, and I said to him, he was raised well. I can see that. So I think he appreciated that. All right, so your dad comes around. You're from Texas.
Yes, sir.
You're from Irving, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Which historically there's a lot of pretty good athletes have come out of that area.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Went to Uplift North Hills Prep. Why in the world is it named Uplift?
It's a great question. I couldn't even tell you. Little charter school.
Okay.
95 person graduating class. Been there since I was 5 all the way up till I was 18. Just been there my whole life.
What'd you learn your first year that maybe you didn't expect to learn in college?
I would say really just, it's a basic answer, but especially being an athlete, especially with golf, really just time management with all my classes and like practice schedules, because most of the time we're practicing from 2:30 to dark. If it's a qualifying day, we're playing 18 holes every day. And it's just like managing that like stress on your body with like your class schedule. It's really just finding out how to find that like happy medium between sport and academics.
All right, Coach told me you're a Mavs fan, which I appreciate. I've watched the Mavs a lot. A lot of their players have been really big players for me and some of their coaches too.
Yes, sir.
Been Nelly. All right, so I'm going to ask you some questions, see how true of a Mavs fan you are.
Hopefully we can get some.
All right. Now this is really not a Mavs fan, but there was an ABA team in Dallas, but they moved to another city in 1973. Do you remember where the then ABA Dallas Chaparrals moved?
Ooh, you really did some research.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's out of my knowledge.
They became the San Antonio Spurs.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
All right.
I did not know that.
Do you know what the Mavs nickname came from? It was a TV show.
Ooh, that must have been old.
Yeah, it was. It was old like me.
Ooh, that's before my time.
Yeah, all right.
That's
Well,
before my time.
So I'm helping you out a little bit. It was Maverick, the TV show Maverick, which starred James Garner. Your coach knows who that is, right? So look up James Garner.
All right.
Like some of his TV. He's a pretty funny guy. All right. Do you know who the first coach was of the Mavs?
Oh, I feel like I know this one. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, he's fairly well known, but Dick Motto.
Yes.
He was the first one. They've had some really good coaches, like I said, that I've really appreciated. Do you know who the Mavs' first draft pick was?
Ever?
I know it was a long time ago. I thought he was a Mavs fan, Coach.
I got to brush up on my Mavs trivia. Oof.
Kiki Vandeweghe out of UCLA. He was the 11th pick in the 81 draft. Now, here's the funny thing. Now, this is why you may not have known.
Right.
He refused to sign and play, and they were forced to trade him to Denver.
Huh.
Yeah. And they actually got a couple of really good draft picks out of it. It ended up being Rolando Blackman.
Yeah.
Was one of the people they used for the draft pick, and Sam Vincent. Both those guys were really great players. So it actually worked out well for them.
Right.
They got 2 for 1 on that one. Then they ended up drafting Mark Aguirre, Rolando Blackman, and Jay Vincent in the second draft. All right, last one. Who sold the Mavericks to what? Well, not the current owner because he just sold them again. But Mark Cuban. Do you know who sold the team to Mark Cuban? All right,
man, I gotta brush up. I gotta brush up on the Mavs
Ross
trivia.
Perot. That's also politics too, because he ran for president. All right. On the golf course, what surprised you the most? This is the last question. What surprised you most about playing collegiate golf in your freshman year?
I would say just like the camaraderie between like all the teams, because at the end of the day we're all in college, we're all going through the same thing, and it's great getting out on the course and like playing with those other teams, those other guys, and just kind of talking about college, talking about life, just finding the similarities between everyone out there.
All right. We'll hit them straight unless you got to bend it.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Perfect.
all right.
I'll brush up on that math trivia for sure.
All right. Next time you'll get it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Maddox, Burton, Trevecca Golf. We'll have more Trevecca Golf on Flow Sports.